Whit Weeks was with the guys this morning. Jake and Flynn are getting some incredible guests on Off the Bench. They're off to a great start this week in their first week as a full-time duo, and they had Whit Weeks come on today at 9:30. You can check that interview out on demand on YouTube, wherever you find your sound. And I thought there were some really interesting pieces of the interview. Obviously, Whit Weeks had a phenomenal season last year. And I wrote this over in a story at LouisianaSports.net that spurred from the interview. But Weeks last year finished the season with 125 tackles. Only 7 players in the history of the school have made more tackles than that in a single season. So it was a great year, and it obviously ended in a very, very scary injury where he got rolled up on. And you saw it, and the cart comes out in the freaking Texas Bowl, and you're like, this is awful. But relative to what we watched, like the optics of the injury, and they ran the slow-mo replay, and most of you probably watched it, it looked atrocious. But you've got a broken leg and a dislocated ankle. And in the grand scheme of things, like I don't want either one of those things. But that's better than ripping your knee up. And so had the surgery, and he sat out the spring, and he told the guys that he's about 95%. He's fully cleared for all football activities. They started running this week. They have some player-led practices this week, and he's cleared to do everything, which is awesome. Blake Baker said that last week with Jake, and Whit Weeks echoed it. But the thing that I took away from the interview that he did this morning was what he took from watching spring ball. Because we went out there for the spring, and you're watching LSU's defense, and you're looking at new guys. You're looking at Jack Pyburn and Patrick Payton out there. Jamari Butler's out there. There's Jakeem Jackson. Mansour Delane's back there. Like, they got a lot of new faces on that defense, and there are 2 guys that are missing. And Whit Weeks was there every single day, but he wasn't practicing, and he liked what he saw. And this is what he told Matt Flynn and Jacob Hester today on Off the Bench.
I mean, I think our defense is going to be special this year. I mean, the dudes that we brought in on the transfer portal, they're all dogs. And, you know, getting to step back and watch from the sidelines this spring, I think that our defense this spring was better than we were last season. And you're missing me and Harold out there. So it's a promising sight to see.
That is a promising sight to see. And, like, I want to be clear. I don't think Whit Weeks is going to go. First of all, he's like the happiest dude ever, and he's gregarious and joyous like all the time. But he's not going to go on Off the Bench and go, man, I was watching this spring, and like these dudes we brought in, they are trash. And I think our defense is going to get smoked this year. Like, okay, he's not going to say that, right? But I also think that there's probably some real truth where that statement was rooted from. And I think that the excitement level that some of these guys have on defense about the additions that have come in. Like, you hear it in Whit Weeks' voice there. I talked to Gabe Relaford in the spring in an interview session, and he was like, man, they brought in, like, a lot of guys in my position, but, like, I talked to Coach Peoples, I talked to Coach Baker, and, like, we're going to play fresh, and we're going to have competition, and, like, we're going to be better for it. And I think that everyone's buying into that notion right now, and I think there is a quiet confidence on that defense right now that is encouraging. Now, once again, let me step back and add this caveat because I'm going to play this thing straight for you. Like, I tell you about the confidence cycle in a college football calendar every year, and you are about 2 ticks from max excitement, max positivity. That comes in mid-August. No matter what happens in the season, you've got that deal in January where you hire the new defensive coordinator, or you get some transfers, or the quarterback decides to come back, or whatever the case may be. Then you sign the new high school class, and then in spring practice, the results and the reports are always very positive, and you frame things out of positivity with the spring game, and then the spring coach comes on, or the players do a radio interview, and everybody's in the best shape they've ever been in, and you haven't lost a game now, and everybody's in great shape, and morale's better. Like, that is what kind of the time of year we're in. I got it. But there have been a lot of changes to the LSU defense, and they're not changes that have a very low floor. Like, Patrick Payton is a good college football player. He's proven it for 3 years. Jack Pyburn is an absolute dog against the run. He did it in the SEC wearing a blue shirt. Like, the guys they've brought in are pretty high-level dudes. And then you pair them with guys like Whit Weeks and Harold Perkins, who have been insanely productive players. Weeks with his 125 tackles. And you can say what you want about Perkins and that he's not going to be the second pick in the draft and not going to win the Bednarik Award. But he's a terror when he's out there in the right spot. And when you look at that defense in the spring and you see the attitude, you see the additions they brought in, you see Blake Baker there for the second year now, and you hear Whit Weeks say, like, I'm looking at these guys, and me and Harold aren't out there, and they're playing really well. And the guys they're playing against are like Garrett Nussmeier and Aaron Anderson and Berrien Brown and Caden Durham. These are guys that are proven commodities in the SEC. The offensive line is not across the board, but the skill guys are. And if LSU's having some success against that group of skill guys in a controlled practice in the spring, like, that is a positive sign. I am not here telling you that LSU is a slam dunk to be the number 2 ranked defense in the SEC, number 5 nationally, and allow an average of 11 points per game. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I am saying that when Brian Kelly talks constantly about complementary football and what he needs from both sides of the ball to win field position, to control clock, to score points, to prevent points, and to win games, the defense has got to come up a notch, and the offense has probably got to come up a little bit too. Defense has probably got to come up 3 notches. What I'm telling you is that feels possible. Would I go as far as probable? Maybe not. Possible? Yeah. Reasonable, even? Yeah. And it starts with Whit Weeks, Harold Perkins, Devon Keys in the middle, and then the massive amount of veterans that they brought in up front. And I think that this defense has a chance to be pretty damn good. And Whit Weeks said as much, and it's awesome to get him back. So the guys in the morning doing a great job grabbing some gas. Whit Weeks is really good. If you want to hear his interview, go check it out on demand wherever you find your sound off the bench. They got an LSU channel. You can find it there as well. Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.